Week number 4, lecture number 3. Hello friends. In this lesson we will be talking about spirituality, and most of us have lots of questions regarding that. Frequently asked questions. Generally they say, what is spirituality? What's the difference between spirituality and religion? What is better, spirituality or religion? Some people say, why should we talk about spirituality when we have got a religion, So some of these things, let us discuss. We will come to know what is exactly spirituality, what is the religion, what are the differences, and all other nitty-gritties of the subject. First, let us know why is it important to know the difference between spirituality and religion, because most of us do not know really, and we do not know a particular thing. It is better that we get enlightened, we go into details. Instead of talking from half knowledge, it is better to acquire fuller knowledge so that you are better equipped to understand the subject. These are some of the things. I don't think religion is going to die out anytime soon, but I do think that an emphasis on the value of religion rather than the rules is going to help to heal the world. You see, world is undergoing so many problems. It had been undergoing. It's not that we are facing such crises, wars here or there. No, it had been there since times immemorial. But nowadays the differences in religion, terrorism, border expansion, all these issues at world level, world politics, they have come up, and we do not find any solutions. And therefore, these governments who are generally concerned with these issues, they opt for military options, they go to war, and the people suffer. So people ask, how to heal the world, how to spread love and peace among all countries of the world. Like that is what we say. That is the motto of our Indian culture, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the whole world is one family. But how to do that we can bring up healing to the whole world? Is it possible? While spirituality and religion both have the place in the world we live in, spirituality is going to heal the world a lot quicker than religion will. Because most of the times people are fighting on the religion, on the basis of religion, on the basis of rituality. Whereas for spirituality there are no rituals involved. There are certain values, there is a purpose of life, and that purpose of life is always positive. So if you want to heal the world, and if you want to take out all these problems and issues and difficulties from our lives, then it is better to listen to the spirituality. It can heal the world better than religion. But don't just take my word for it. Ask anyone who has been caught up in someone else's religious war, or any victim of injustice due to sex, color or belief. Find the answer for yourself. Think over about it. After today's lecture, just understand what is the difference between religion and spirituality, and then we will come to know what is better. If we want to heal ourselves, what is better? Is it religion or spirituality? Understand and introspect, and some of the FAQs. If you think about all these three things, some of the questions might be coming to you, and I am certain some of those questions will be answered in this particular lesson. They are not the same, but they are connected. Religion, spirituality and faith. And if you see these three roundels, and if you see the intersection, then see certain region of these three roundels are common to all. Some are common to religion and spirituality, some are common to religion and faith, and some are common to spirituality and faith, and one region in the center is common to all three. That's a religion, spirituality and faith. So what does it say? there are certain things which is there in all the three things: faith, religion, spirituality. There are certain things which are common in religion and spirituality, and there are certain things which are common in faith and spirituality. Let us find out what are those things. What is spirituality? It is composed of three aspects: relationships, values, and life purpose. When I am telling you about relationships, it's a positive relationships, not for fighting purpose, like family relationships, relationship between friends, between countries, between societies. So we have got three aspects of spirituality: relationship, values, and life purpose. There are no rituals involved. Of course, some of the spiritual people do resort to rituals, but it is for themselves, for them only they are doing it. It is just a part of their spirituality, because they come up to spirituality on the ladder of religious rituals. What is religion? It's a personal set or institutionalized system of religious attitudes, beliefs, and practices. In religion, you have certain attitude, you have got certain beliefs, and you have got certain practices. We can call them rituals as such. And faith, it's a belief and trust in God based on evidence, but without total proof. I mean to say, if somebody asks, I do believe, I 100% believe that there is God. I call it a God. Some people call it superpower. Someone will say, something we do not know, but there it exists and it controls the whole world, and not only world, everything, the whole universe is being controlled by that power, that power be Almighty. But if somebody says, yes, give me proof, I can't give the proof. No. So these are the three things. Understand it. What is spirituality? What is religion and faith? And let's move further. So now if we compare spirituality and religion, there are certain things common between them: belief, comfort, reflection, ethics, awe, value. So all these things are common between religion. Where I find meaning. Where I find meaning means what is the purpose of life? Why am I here? Why did I come here? What is the purpose of coming here? How do I feel connected with the superpower? How should I live so that I can achieve self-actualization? In religion, we are talking about what practices, rites, and rituals should I follow. In every religion, they got certain rituals to follow, be it Hinduism, Christianity, Sikhism, Mohammedans, anything. What is right and wrong? In religion, we always find, like at our home also, the father, mother, they generally say, this is right, you do this way, don't do that, it's wrong. What is true and false? So this is the domain of religion, and certain domain is common between religion and spirituality. Let's go over to frequently asked questions. What is spirituality? It involves the recognition of a feeling or sense of belief that there is something greater than myself, something more to being human than sensory experience, and that the greater whole of which we are part is cosmic or divine in nature, and opening of the heart is an essential aspect of true spirituality. If you start believing that there is somebody greater than me, you call anything, Ram, Krishna, Christ, Muhammad, Guru, anything you just call. Some superpower is there which is greater than me, and it exists there. And if your heart believes in that essential aspect, then automatically you start with true spirituality. You try and achieve that. When you believe that we are a part of the cosmic or divine nature, and this divine nature has been created by that greater soul, then you start becoming spiritual. What is spirituality? There is a greater reality beyond the one we witness with our sense, with our five senses. Our power to witness, our power to experience is very limited. It's very, very limited. But when we start with that there is a greater reality beyond our powers and our powers of five senses, then we start understanding what is reality. Spirituality says we are one. Whole world is one family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. There is just no division on the basis of religion, on the basis of country, on the basis of language. There is just no division at all. We all are one. That single brotherhood, universal brotherhood, what we talk about. Not Muslim brotherhood, not Christian brotherhood. We talk about universal brotherhood, and we are one. That thing is a part of real spirituality. Reality is human values, love, wisdom, peace. Not those fighting qualities, not hatred. And spiritual practice gives access to this greater reality and to this sense of our inherent connection with God. Aham Brahmasmi. I am a part of Brahma, the divine. I am a part of the divine. That is the reality which takes us towards spirituality. What Mahatma Gandhi says, quite succinctly, I believe spirituality is a part of you. Aham Brahmasmi, it's a part of you. It is something that cannot be separated from your thinking. Therefore, in Hinduism, we say it's a body which is dying. After death, we are burning the body, and which is died, which is being cremated. We cannot kill the soul. Soul does not die. It just merges with the super soul. Atma merges with the Paramatma. Spirituality is a part of you. It is something that cannot be separated from your thinking, action taking, self. It is who you are, your morals, your values, what brings you joy. This man whom we call Mahatma was not a Mahatma when he went to South Africa for the practice of law. He went to South Africa for livelihood. Way back in 1893, he had just gone on a contract of 1 year, but he stayed there for almost 22 years. When he went there, he went as Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. And when he came back to India, people affectionately used to call him Mahatma Gandhi. So the journey from Mohan to Mahatma, that is the journey of spirituality what we are talking about. He was talking about love. He was saying, why are they whites are superior to the black people? Who has given them the right to rule us? Even if they are ruling, there should be equality about rules, about system and everything. Why should we pay more? Racism. So this is what he was against. And he fought for almost non-violent, non-cooperative movement for 22 years. He won also up to a certain extent. And then thereafter he came to India and he applied the same things, same techniques, same tactics, same strategy. And that is how in 1947 we could achieve our independence. He was the leader. There were so many leaders, the masses were there with him. But Mahatma Gandhi was a true example of spirituality. Another side, Martin Luther King is there, US citizen. He also, people call him Junior Mahatma Gandhi, Gandhi of America. He says any religion that professes to be concerned about the souls of men and is not concerned about the slums that damn them, the economic conditions that strangle them and the social conditions that cripple them, is a spirituality moribund religion awaiting burial. He was talking from his own experiences, because in America in those days there are lots of differences between white people and the black people, and he was fighting for the rights of black people in America, like what Mahatma Gandhi fought for the rights of Indians in South Africa. And therefore he said the religion which supports this system of racism, black versus white, is not to be called a religion, because it doesn't give equality to all Christians, So in spirituality we have equality, we have got love, we have got purpose of life, and we do not support any divisive forces, inequality between the people on the basis of race, money, power. No, it doesn't have any place in spirituality. What is a religion? Let's see the dictionary meaning. Dictionary says it is a personal set or institutionalized system of religious attitudes, belief and practices. In other words, if your activity follow a particular religion, you adhere to its rules, you practice its ritual, and you usually associate with other members of the same religion. Like in all the religions, they have got certain things, certain rituals they do, and most of them they follow. And many of us grew up with religion as part of our family culture, depending largely on where you were born. You called yourself a Hindu, Sikh, Christian, often with no real understanding of what the term meant. When you are bringing up, we did not know at all. It is that culture what we are seeing. It is the culture in which we are born and we grew up. That told us about the rituals, systems, rules of our religion. We go to Gurudwara, people go to temple, mosque, churches. For some it had a deeper meaning. They do believe in God and then they go over there. But some of the people, they just go there because their parents were going it and their parents are told that you also should go. They have they have got a Sunday service in Christian church. So they had been going earlier, they are going now. When they get older, they still go. So these are the rituals they are following in that particular religion. There are some certain people who reject the religion altogether and begin to identify an atheist. They don't believe in any God, they say, I'm an atheist. But my dear friends, by saying this, incidentally choosing not to believe in God or not to believe in something, that is a belief in itself, by the way. When you say, I don't believe in God, means God exists. God exists. But you don't believe it. Religion is essentially coming from a set of belief systems. And where does belief comes from? Belief means you do not know. You know something, you do not have to believe it. You simply know it. For example, do you believe that you have two hands, or do you know that you have two hands? Even if you have no eyes to see these hands, you still know you have two hands. With hands you know, but with God you believe. Where does belief come from? This is very important. Understand this. Belief means you do not know. I don't know where the belief comes from. The moment you believe something, you can go about with a certain level of confidence. Confidence without clarity is a disaster, because you do not know the origin of that belief. Belief, faith, you can produce some evidence, but no clear-cut proof at all, because you do not know you do not have the clarity. This is exactly what you see in the world today. Belief systems fire people up with a great sense of confidence, and this confidence without the necessary clarity is a huge disaster on this planet. The conflicts in the world has always been between one man's belief versus another man's belief. The moment you believe that your way is right and someone else believes his way is right, you are bound to fight. Spirituality is not ritualized as religion. It doesn't have any rituals. Of course, some of the religious people, some of the spiritual people, they were religious. Now also they are religious. So by matter of habit and faith, they keep following certain rituals. But their main attention, their main focus is on spirituality. And thus, think of it this way, spiritualism is more of a practice of behavior, that behavior of peace, behavior of brotherhood, rather than a practice of worship. In religion, but through the means of rituals, we worship a particular god or goddess. But in spirituality, we worship a particular set of behavior which is humanistic in approach, which teaches us, which guides us to find out the purpose of our life. Traditionally, Hinduism identifies three ways to lead a life, to lead a spiritual practice, namely Gyan, Bhakti and Karma. Gyan means the knowledge, Bhakti means the way of devotion, and Karma means Yoga, Karma Yoga. We call them Gyan Yoga, Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga in Gita. This is what Lord Krishna told in Gita. And the 5 spiritual elements in Hinduism, they are earth, air, water, fire and spirit. Each have a different meaning and a different purpose. They are used in spells, rituals and prayers. Although in different cultures, each have a different meaning, purpose and even more elements. This is what I am talking about, rituals of an understanding of religion in Hinduism. Third question, what are the components of spirituality? The healers, sages and wisdom keepers of all times, all continents and all people in their ageless wisdom say that human spirituality is composed of 3 aspects: relationship, values and life purpose. They believe in a life purpose, and that life purpose is always sagely positive to bring up universal brotherhood. Many of the behaviors associated with wellness are key components of a healthy spiritual life. Examples include volunteerism, that is what called service. Therefore, we say service to the poor is service to God, service to humanity is service to God. Social responsibility, optimism, contributing to society. So this means the thing what you can do for others, when you forget yourself and you start doing for others selflessly, then it becomes a part of spirituality. You get connected with others, feeling of belonging of a particular group and love of self, reason to care for self, So these are the components of spirituality. How misconceptions regarding spirituality arises. One should generally not speak on a subject of which one doesn't have adequate knowledge. A person who has got half knowledge generally speaks more. Despite this rule, several prominent personalities from other fields in society talk on spirituality even when they have had no spiritual experiences. Anybody, they can talk on any subjects, and when we say, why are you doing this? They say, okay, this is democracy. We have got freedom of speech. It's our right. This is what is happening. And in that situation, people speak on religion, people speak on spirituality, otherwise they know nothing about it. So my dear friends, whenever you speak on a particular subject, it is better to study, it is go deeper into the subject, it is better to seek the help from some gurus, some experts who have done lots of experimentation, personal self-experimentation, meditation in this path of life. Never speak anything when you do not know. So this misconception basically comes from those people who had not studied spirituality, who have not practiced spirituality, because they know nothing about it. So forget about those misconceptions, do not bother about them. And if you want to see really what is spirituality, study, go deeper and start practicing. Then only you will realize what is spirituality. What are the means of obtaining bliss? Bliss means krupa, param krupa, that all the 4 hands, 6 hands of God are on you. Only when the impressions of desire and instincts, likes and dislikes, temperamental characteristics, etc. are wiped off from the subconscious mind, it is only when ignorance is destroyed can one experience the bliss lying dormant within oneself. Bliss is not anywhere else. Like we say, joy is not anywhere else. Happiness is here within. Why do we become unhappy? Because we cannot cope up with the surroundings, and surroundings are not as per our liking, and therefore we just cannot cope up. Bliss, happiness, it is within us. We don't have to go out and search somewhere else. When we start thanking the divine nature for everything what he has provided to us, when we say that everybody is equal here on this planet, we start loving anybody, we stop hating anybody, we stop wishing more and more. So then a stage will come that you are just satisfied. We call it santosh. You are contented. You don't have any desires, more desires, You are fulfilled. Whatever you have within you, you are just happy with that. You are under bliss. And that means is you will start realizing the real spirituality. Bliss comes from within when you start accepting what is available with you and you start realizing how much happier you are within. Start finding it out. Means of obtaining bliss, awakening, compassion. What is compassion? We have been talking about since last 3 weeks. There is apathy, that you don't like anybody, you neglect others. There is sympathy, you sympathize the people. A higher grade is empathy, you feel the way the other person is feeling and experiencing, and then comes a compassion, kindness of God, not on one, it is all, everybody in this world. Enlightenment, karma, you believe in the theory of karma, joy, inner peace, forgiveness. So these are the means of obtaining bliss. What is the ideal spiritual practice for the current era? When spirituality is practiced in a sect, the same practice is recommended to all. Just as it would be wrong for a physician to prescribe the same drug to patients suffering from different ailments, so also it is wrong to recommend the same spiritual practice to all. This is especially so when 3 components, trigun, 5 elements accumulated account, sanchit, destiny and willful actions, kriyama and karma are different in every individual. Spiritual practice is not the same for everybody. Simple as that. All individuals are different. When they are different in their characters, in their constituents, so those practices are totally different. They have to start finding it It is better that they find Guru first. Guru will be able to give them the path on which to travel. But it is definite that the practice is a property, individual property. For me, practice is different. For Mr. A is different. For Mr. B is different. What is the key to obtain everlasting happiness? Everlasting happiness is bliss. You don't want anything else. But is it possible for us? We living being, Jiva we call it, every now and then we keep desiring something more and something more and something more. If we buy a motorcycle, then we say we want to buy a car. And thereafter we'll say, no, this car is just of rupees 10 lakh only. We want to buy a Mercedes and BMW, 1 crore or 2 crore rupees. Then after a few years, you will say, no, not car. I got to have a helicopter also. So this desire, it just carries on. You cannot satisfy a desire provided you seize them all of a sudden. No more desire. And when you siege, when you get cut off from such desires, then, my dear friends, you will start experiencing bliss. That's the happiness starts. Because when I don't want anything, so I'm happy with whatever I have. Every living being, from the smallest insect to ant to the more evolved human being, is constantly in the quest of supreme quality of happiness, but not getting it because desire does not end. And with desire does not end, you keep working hard, you keep finding it difficult, and you get involved into this worldly life. No bliss comes to us. What is the spiritual principle behind sacrifice? Tyaga. Tyaga is always for somebody else. One needs to give up the attachment to the body, mind and wealth in order to make spiritual progress. Of this, sacrifice of wealth is the easiest as it can be done physically. You have to sacrifice, you have to give it away. Tyaga, it's a sort of dan, you have to donate it to something. So when you start sacrificing everything of yourself, then spirituality starts entering into your personal life. Which name should one chant if the Guru has not imparted a name? One should repeat the name of the family deity, Kuldevta, which refers to both the male or the female family deity, depending upon which family deity's worship is conducive for spiritual progress, and individual is born in that particular family. Why intellect? Intellect means buddhi, an obstacle in spiritual progress. Because buddhi keeps on asking, buddhi wants a proof and evidence. And in matters of religion and spirituality, there is no evidence available, there is just no proof. You have to experience it. For spiritual progress, one needs to practice spirituality, and in order to be able to practice it regularly, faith is essential. The faith of a seeker in the primary stage grows with intellectual knowledge. However, for a seeker in the advanced stage, faith increases with spiritual experience which are beyond the comprehension of the intellect. Intellect does not work because it is the faith which works over there. Why it is important to understand implied meaning in spirituality? In spirituality, an attempt is made to express verbally that which is beyond words. Consequently, there is a difference in the literal and implied meaning. That is why, as the spiritual emotion of a seeker rises according to his spiritual level, he comprehends the same point differently. Yes, spirituality is classified as a science. Just as theories in chemistry, physics and medical science, etc. can be proven again and again. To cite an example, oxygen supports combustion. Without oxygen, the fire doesn't catch up, fire doesn't live up. This was proven decades ago and can be still proved today. Similarly, everything that comes under Adhyatma Shastra, that is spiritual science, can be proven time and again by the spiritual gurus. And lastly, what is the best way to heal the world? We heal the world by healing ourselves. if we as an individual of the society, we are perfectly okay, we don't have any problem with ourselves, we believe in well-being and we are leading a life of well-being, then automatically the world will be healed. Because I am a doctor, when you have an injury, it will heal if it is clean enough to heal. If your injury is dirty, it won't heal. And so when you are talking in society, we are also talking in healing processes, and for a healing process, you need to make things right in our society. So this is what all about spirituality, some of the frequently asked questions I put across. There may be many more. Keep asking to the elders, and particularly who believe in spirituality, who are practicing spirituality. Thank you. Thank you very much.